G'day, g'day. Welcome to another episode of Gravesend Australia Diecast Salvage. Today we have a Matchbox, or two of them actually, Super Kings Jaguar XJ6. Now it's stamped on the bottom 1987. One is made in China and the other one is made in Macau, which I'm fairly sure is in China. But anyway, so if you want to see what I do with these, come over to my workbench and we shall have a look at them a little bit closer. Well, I'm so glad that you're able to make it over here to my little workbench. And I see Martin D is watching as well, so I'll have to do something nice with these. This one I will turn back into a police vehicle. I may not put the bright stripe in there. I might just put in the police sign on the doors and on the back with that one. This one, well, it's red, and Martin D knows how I love red, so we'll see what we can do for you, Martin. All right, so let's have a closer look at these vehicles. They are the Matchbox Speed Kings. It says 1987 Jaguar XJ6. This one says made in China. This one says made in Macau. Now I know Macau's in China, it's just how they've branded it. Anyway, let's get back to this one. The screen we might be able to save. Very cloudy. It's a lot of dirt on there. It does have all its wheels. They're not my favourite wheels, but they are all there. The front bonnet opens, the engine is intact. It does have the front grille. Front and rear bumpers are there, rear lights are there. So that one is intact. And of course, she's got a few paint chips, so it's been in a few chases. Now this one, don't like the yellow screen. That's my landlord. She's talking to her grandchildren and her daughter who've just left Australia. They're going over to the UK, so they're now doing some video chatting. And again, this one is paint chips all over it. It does have its four wheels. Front bumper, grille is there, rear bumpers there, rear lights are there, doors open, the front bonnet opens, the engine is in there. Yeah, not a big fan of the yellow screen, plus it is broken here, so we'll need to do a repair. But then again, what we might do is keep the back screens and sleeve in a new one. Don't know yet. You'll have to watch the video to find out what I do. Anyway, I'll bring you back in a moment and we'll take these things apart. Well, at least I think I'm ready. Now these do have 3 posts, one at the front, 2 at the back. It is a plastic base to it. Now I've already taken the burr tool on my Dremel just to take the post heads off. I'm just going to take my pick to get in underneath. I'll just take enough off so that when I put these things together, I should be able to hear. Do that again. You should hear just a little click, and that will hold. There we go, famous last words. Famous last words. As I say, we do things on camera, it doesn't work. But generally what happens is it will click into place, it will hold in its spot. Sometimes we put super glue in. Don't you just love it when you... Anyway, doesn't matter. We'll keep going. Now the thing to rusty suspension. So we'll take our wheels out so that we can soak the base, and because it's plastic we might just keep that front license plate just as it is, but we'll see. Anyway, that up there. Now there is another piece that goes between the base and the main casting, and take note that it says the XJ6, and that is the letter side down. So that's the top and that's the bottom. So when we put it back together, it goes in over those two posts. So we'll take that down. We'll put that to one side as soon as I find my tub, because we'll only need to wash that one. The interior can come out. This is a grey one. Does have the steering wheel. We'll see if we can detail the instrument cluster a little bit and the steering wheel. We'll see if we can do something with that. It has the console there, gear shift there, so we'll stick that in there. That's why it didn't go in. The engine had moved. There we go. So the engine will pop out, as you hopefully saw. We'll do a wash on that. Now I'll lift that up. The front bonnet will come out. So we can put that to one side. The screen is held in by a rivet, and again I've already used the burr tool and took the rivet head off, so the screen can come out. So we'll attempt to resurrect this screen. The front top piece and grille just behind here, whoops, because I've got to look through the camera now for you guys, are a couple of clips that you just give a bit of a push to. And that will bring your grill and top piece out. That will need to be chromed. So we'll give it a clean first. We'll stick that in there. Now these lights are only painted in. The beacons on this one, I've just used a burr tool, just took the mushroom heads off, and we should be able to lift out our beacons. So what I'm going to try and do with this beacon is just paint that top section. Like I said, my landlady, she's just talking to her grandkids that are on their way over to the UK. I might sand down the edges of the beacons because there is some damage there on both sides, but just want to do something with the top so I don't have to make the real tiny decals. I'm just a lazy person. But anyway, we can put that in there. That leaves us with our main casting. No, it doesn't. We still have our tail lights to push out, I think. Yes. They just push out from the back. Because if, I don't know, just there. And we just get in underneath. There's one. Again, we'll just turn it round. I didn't take any of the top off, so we're just pushing it roll through. And there's our other one. So I'll try and save that that registration. If not, we'll print off another one. I will make the new police decals on the side here, the larger ones. I will do that. The doors I'm going to leave on. This does have a wire trap to keep the doors in place, and that's exactly how they're staying. So some people will take them off, but my preference is to leave them on, especially on when you're painting coloured vehicles, where it be metallic, just to keep it the same shade. Because a lot of times what happens is you may paint the main casting, you might put 6 layers on, and on the door you might put 5, or you might put 7 or 8 layers on, which makes it a slightly different colour to the rest of the casting. This one pulls apart the same way as this one, so we won't go through that, and we'll catch you in a moment for the next sequence. Okay, so we've done some cleaning. We've been in the rubber dub. We've been in the wash tub. Our 2 engines are now nice and clean. our screen is clean. It's much better than what it was, but we're still going to go and do some buffing on it to make it a little bit more shiny, so to do a bit of, so you can see through it. This screen we need to fix. Now, I'm just wondering whether this was actually left out in the sun, because the only place where this screen is yellowed is where it was exposed. So it may have been a clear screen to start off with. If you remember me saying at the beginning, I don't like the yellow. So I'm just, like I say, it's only yellow where it was exposed. And the side screens aren't as yellow as what the rear and what the fronts are. But in any case, we need to do something about the front screen. That will come a little bit later. The interiors have been washed, so we can put them aside. Now, what I've done here is the centres of the wheels were caps, because I was wondering how I was going to chrome those without getting it on the wheels themselves. So just by using a hammer, just a little hammer, because it was like I say, when you do things on screen doesn't work, just giving it a little tap, which brought the axle to the end of the hub and pushed it out a little bit, and then I went over to the vise and knocked the rest of it out. So we've done that on all four. I've taken some sandpaper to take off the rough edge of our wheels. So they're all nice and smooth on the outside again. This one needs a little bit more work. See, there's still a couple of chunks there that we need to do. But that's that. And I'm going to use the chrome pen to do these, that rear bumper section, the front grills, and that part. And I'll do that off camera just to save embarrassment. We're back shortly. These chrome pens are a marvellous invention. It is a game changer. If you take note here, I haven't done anything. Well, I should say there's a little bit of chrome just up the top there. And we'll go with, I don't want to touch the other side. But what I found is when you're using the pen, just go slow. Even I'm going a little bit fast here. If you're wanting the proper chrome to blend in. I just need to change my hold. On this, so bear with me ladies and gents. As per usual. There we go, that should make it a little bit easier for me. as a workaround for you guys. Now notice how this is still here black, and all we're doing is just taking it nice. This is only a small tip. You can get them in different sizes, of course. This I think is a 2mm. This part up here you're not going to see, and all I've done is gone around the, of course now things want to move, all I've done is gone around the edge, but even where I'm going now, you're not going to see much of it, because the main part that you're going to see is right on the edge. So we'll put that aside somewhere. We've done our hubs. So they're all pretty and shiny. Before one of them was half black. So they're all now nicely chromed, and we'll see if we can't do this grill on camera. Well, I'll just put that to one side. I'll grab this grill. Give the paint pen a bit of a shake. Like I say, we'll see if we can do it on camera. Very, very hard to see. I understand. I get that, but you'll see there it's black. And trying to keep the pen on the end so that the ink will flow out. Not that easy. And when you're doing it in front of the camera, makes it even more difficult. Trying to show you a light where we can see. If you look on this corner here where I'm currently pointing the pen, there it's black. And now she's chrome. I'll continue doing that, and we shall see you shortly. Well, while the chrome stuff is drying off, as you can see, the wheels or the hubs are back in where they should be. The wheels are in the base. The rust has been cleaned off. We'll now go on to our good windscreen that we need to see if we can't make it a little bit better. We're using some Auto Sol metal polish, and we're just using a cotton bud to go around. It's just a bit of an abrasive. That should take a lot of those scratches out. There is a piece broken off here, but we should be right with that. So we'll keep going around. Now I'm not applying much pressure at all. I'm just letting the cotton bud do the work, because we don't want to break the screen, because I haven't decided whether I'm going to make a mould of this front part to fix this one, or whether I'm going to just sleeve in a new screen. That I haven't decided yet. Anyway, let's so we go around to the good side. See, when you're hearing the squeaking, that's when you're probably just getting to where the heat can affect the screen from the friction. It's the rear screen. Some other modelers use a cloth on a Dremel to do this, but yeah, sort of I'm just afraid that a buffing wheel, I should say. Yeah, they use a buffing wheel. That's what I was looking for. Well done, Manic Brain. Well done. So we'll do this is where you got to be careful and support the screen. That's where the wiper is going to be. You can see how dirty that cotton bud is, so we'll get another one. So you should start squeaking, just lift off for a moment. I will be doing the inside as well, just in case. But I think that screen's looking a lot better already. So compared to where we were beforehand, I'll just do a bit of more clean up. Actually, that might just be there. I'll just close up the lid for our microsole. Put it away for the moment, and then we'll come up to the buffing. This is a 4-stage. There are different types. You got ones like this, And you've got ones like this. This is a tip which I got from Martin Deere some time ago, and it works very well. So I'll go with this one for the moment, and you might see some writing on there, but that's step 1, and that's just a little bit coarse. And let the as you can see, it's fogged that screen up a bit, or looks like that's fogged up a bit. That's all part of it. See, that way I'm not giving pressure on the back here. Let's do the screen part. That's step 1. Step 2, as you might be able to see the writing there. Step 2, same thing again. Just give it a bit of a break in between. Friction and heat are not your friend. Just give it a you can see it's starting to clean up. That was step 2. Now we're looking for step 3. That is a buff and smooth. It's not the most interesting part of doing this work, but it does make a difference. As you can see, the screen's starting to come up. Like I said, we haven't done the inside, and that leaves us with step 4. As soon as I find it, step 4. I might do this 3 or 4 times on a screen, depending on how badly it's scratched or marked. And that is a lot better than what we had started with. Right, I'll carry on with this on the rest of the screen, and we shall come back soon. Our screen has just come out of the floor polish, so we'll put that there. We shall cover it up so the polish can do its business, and I'll work on something else which I hope to show you. Catch you in a moment. Righty. Sorry, Martin. Got to pinch your line now. Time to make a screen, and I'm going to make the front screen by using UV resin. I haven't used it for a while, but it should be effective. What we're going to need to do first is use some masking tape, and we're going to go across the screen. There is a method to my madness. I know I'm mad. Just ask the guys in the tavern how mad I am. But to ask them, you have to come to the DMC tavern. So now that we've got the tape there, we're going to just indent the tape a little bit so we really define where our frame is. That's all I'm doing. Sometimes you need to make an adjustment. We need to find our frame down the bottom, our curve. Because that's going to become important, that curve. Next we grab our pen as soon as we can locate it. There it is. Get rid of that monstrosity. You don't see it, I do. And we're going to go and mark out our screen. By putting that indentation, or I should say by pressing that masking tape right into the frame that we need, just makes it a little bit easier for the pen. As I say that, I've lost the marking. There's our marking for the frame. Right, so now that we have that, we can peel that off there. Find your piece of plastic or whatever you want to use. Doesn't have to be clear. This will be the backup. Should the resin not work, I'm making a backup straight away. So we just need to make sure our lines are correct. And we now cut this out. The primary school skills come back into play. Remember how we had to use scissors at school? That can go to one side. Now we can come closer to our markings that we did. Excuse me. Again, put our scissors away. Now what I'm going to do now is just curl the plastic a little bit. And the idea for that is we get this curve here to match what's going to be in the bottom of the screen. You can use a hairdryer just to heat it up a little bit, just to give a bit of assistance. As we overlay this again over the top of the screen. Okay, just need to trim it off a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Don't sing, Michael. People don't like it. My neighbours don't like it. But in any case, all right. So, as you can see, that now covers our screen. Of course, with the original piece, when we put it back inside, get it to click in. Get it to click in. Thank you. Now it doesn't want to stay. Told you, when you do things on camera, things don't hold up like they should. Okay, so what we're going to do is get this curve, and as you can see, the front of the screen is pretty much flush with the roof line. But when you take it out, and if I insert the plastic inside, like I'm doing now, which is the standard sort of way to go, I would get that, but you'll see, if you have a look at the top, there's a rather big step in there. So we're going to lay this and smooth side onto where the resin is going to flow. If I used the masking tape side, the screen would come out very much a matte finish, just like the masking tape itself. Where I've got a smooth, shiny finish, that is the finish that the resin will take on. So that's the thing to be aware of. So we now need to affix this onto the body of the car. We'll put that screen aside. Now I'm going to use some just an ordinary Scotch tape to attach it all, and I'll bring you back when I've done it before we put the resin in. Catch you in a moment. So we've now taped it all up, and I went round the edges just to give that full seal, because we don't want any leaks, just like that. The points where it's going to leak most likely is going to be down here on these bottom corners. Now we've done the sides of the frames. So we're just using UV hard resin. Give the bottle a bit of a shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Don't sing, Michael. Don't sing. All right, that should be enough of the shaking going on. Now that'll be enough for our first drop. And what we're going to do now is, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, is we're getting the resin to flow in all the corners. And this also gives the chance of the air bubbles maybe to escape if there is any. And if you need to get rid of the air bubbles, you can use a lighter. Just fling it over the top. That will get rid of the air bubbles. Just giving it a couple more minutes to settle. I'm just going to put a little bit more in. Again, just to I'm just making sure that it becomes a full screen and not a partial screen. Just checking to make sure all the corners have something. Okay. So now we're going to rest the back of the vehicle onto the tape, because I'm trying to keep it as flat as possible. I'll just close up the resin. Try that again. Get that to sit. Now we're going to bring this in. We're going to put it in for 30 seconds for the first round. This just gives us like a tack coat, so to speak, is what we're trying to get at the moment. And the idea is looking for a cleaner for myself. There we go. See, that was a quick 30 seconds. Right, so just give it a rest for a moment. Just checking. Right, now I'll put it in for another 90 seconds. Generally, on this UV curing time with UV LED, which is what we're using, 2 to 3 minutes. Sorry, correction. The UV lamp, which is what we're using now, is 2 to 4 minutes. If it was in a bright sunny day, it'll take 8 to 10 minutes. and if it was a cloudy day like it is outside at the moment, you're looking at half an hour to an hour for this. So UV LED, yeah, that's what we've got. UV LED, look at that, 2 to 3 minutes is our cure time. So we've done 30 seconds beforehand. We put it in for 90. So we're down to 15 seconds. Not much interesting, can't see much. We're down to 5 seconds on this occasion. And the light will turn off. Now this should be enough to, you might hear it. That is already fairly sturdy. I'm going to cure this the rest of the time off camera. See you shortly. And here you go, ladies and gentlemen, we have a screen. It is clear, as you can see. Let's see if we can get our interior to pop back in. Now, the reason I did this now, before we stripped it, is to see whether it could be done with the, I didn't want to wreck the new paint, to be perfectly honest, but now that we've got it done, sorry, I've gone off screen, now that we have it done, we'll let that cure completely. It's not 100% cured. It's been curing on this side, on the inside, but we still need to let it cure on the other side. Once that has completely hardened, we can pop the window out. We shall put it aside with the rest of the screen, and go from there. All right, so lots of things accomplished. We have the base we've reassembled, we've re-chromed the grills, we have made a new screen. Like I said, we've re-chromed the grill, and excuse me, we've cleaned up these, and I might do some more detailing on the dash, and and we'll go to the stripping. See you shortly. Our screen is now fully cured. So we should be able to take it out now. And all we're going to do is go just around the edge. Our knife. There's the screen. Just got to do some minor filing. You can see it is nice and thick. Now we have got our curves that we need. So I'm going to put that in a safe place, so that we can now get onto our stripper venues. See, we've got one participant already, Now we need to get the other one ready. So I'm just going to stick the bonnet back in. We'll put our casting in. Don't normally show this part of it, but we'll do that. Have my caustic soda, and I use a measuring cup that says 30 mils, and so you're getting to see the strippers beforehand. Aren't you lucky? So I'll do 2 of those because I've got 2 cars in there. So we're going to go now and get our water ready, and we'll be back and we'll do our normal. See, that didn't take long. Kettle's boiled. Now the card that's underneath the police card, the stripping should work quite well. The reds usually take a little bit longer. Just taking it easy. We rush it, she'll overflow. We've had that happen on occasions. So, just making sure all the vehicles are covered. And we shall let them enjoy themselves. I'll enjoy myself with them, with the strippers. Unfortunately, you guys and gals are going to have to, well, you won't get to see all the performance. Okay, now it's polishing time. We've done the playing with the strippers, and the paint just came off on both vehicles just in sheets. So by the looks of it, the red one looks like it had a silver base or silver primer, and then they painted it the metallic over the top. But there you can see, and there's the paint that came off the door handle, or the door hinge I should say. So there we go. So now we're going to go through with our brass bristle brush. Over the casting. Yes, I could use a Dremel tool like the others, but the wire wheel, so many of the spikes go all over the joint, you're forever picking. But this brass bristle brush was a Martin Deere idea that I picked up, so thanks Martin. Been using this method for quite some time. It works for me, doesn't leave a great mess down the bottom, and as you can see it makes it nice and shiny when you compare the two. Then I'll be going over with a steel scourer. Which takes some of the scratches out a little bit more. I used to use a steel wool, but again, it used to leave a lot of mess, and it smooths it out, again, when you compare the two. So I'll continue on with that off camera on the whole vehicle. We shall see you shortly. All right, we have a base coat already on our Jaguar. We're using the air in compressor as opposed to the battery operated item. So let's see what sort of a mess we can make of this one. Don't drop it, we'll spill the paint, but don't drop the casting. What we'll do is we'll stop it there while I fix things up. This is just a reminder as to what we started with at the beginning of this episode. A pair of Matchbox Speed Kings XJ6 Jaguars. And here we are. Now, here is the result of our Matchbox Speed Kings Jaguar XJ6. One stamped made in Macau, the other one stamped made in China. What do we do with them? Of course, we stripped them. We repainted them. We took the center caps off the tyres and we've re-chromed them. So they look a lot nicer than what they did beforehand. I'll continue on with the police car in that we polished the screen. We've done a minor repair on the beacon up the top. Polished and cleaned the screen, so it's original screen in there, and we've painted the interior black. Doesn't matter which vehicle it came out of. One of them was cream, the other one was grey. The cream one we painted black. So that's now in the police car. We've given the police car new homemade decals, and if you can work out as to whereabouts in the UK this police vehicle services, I will give you some thumbs up. The red vehicle, of course, we've stripped it, repainted it. We've also given it some new registration plates. On both vehicles, we chromed around the rain gutters and the A, B and C pillars around the rear windows, around the rear quarter window as well. We've primed the door handles. Now the other thing we did with the red one is we made a new screen using UV resin, the type that goes hard once you cure it. The rest of the screen or window unit in the red one is the original. It is yellowed, but it didn't buff out as much as I would like, so I'm not 100% happy with it. I may deal with it later and make the rest of the window unit like I did the windscreen, but for the moment it can stay as it is. So please share the video, please comment down below, but most of all, if you watched the video, please like it. I have quite a number of views, but very few likes. In a previous video, I had 286 views, but only 16 likes. No dislikes, doesn't show up. If you please, click that like button if you viewed it. Anyway, enough of my rant. Hope you enjoyed the video. Watch it again, like it again. Catch you next time at Graves in Australia Diecast Salvage.